Family, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Remember, tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time, college football playoff rankings right here, Bama football on YouTube. You got a clip from Tai Simpson. I almost called him Coach Tai Simpson because he reminds me of such a coach, the way he operates, the way he speaks. He will be a head football coach one day. Previewing LSU, really good interview, courtesy University of Alabama. Here's Tai Simpson from Tuesday.
Yeah, coaching change or not, right? It's the same players, They've been in every game, regardless of their record. I think that, by far one of the best defensive back ends in the league, right? If not the country, right? These guys play hard. They're in your face, right? They got good, coaches, with Coach Baker as their defensive coordinator, right? And it's going to be a challenge, right? Like any game in the SEC, coaches gone or not, right, is hard. So, we need to be ready to go. And understand that, hey, these guys are going to come after you, and this is a part, of one of those games, right, where you stay at Alabama in my case, or you come to Alabama, right? Alabama versus LSU goes back to since we were kids, right, of the game of the century, 2019, game, right? All those players, and that's one of those type games, So it'll be exciting, two good teams, two great matchups, and we're going to be ready to play.
Obviously, you get a bigger understanding of where you guys stand on a national scale with the college football playoff rankings and things like that. Is that something even on your radar at this point with those?
Tai is asked from the reporter, I know you can't hear him, asked about if the playoff rankings are even on Tai Simpson's radar at this point in time. Remember, even though the rankings are coming out tonight, it's kind of rat poison because it doesn't mean anything. Alabama hasn't even clinched a spot in the SEC championship game, even though the fact that they haven't lost in SEC, they just haven't. They still have 3 conference games. They have Eastern Illinois. They have 4 games. So here's what Tai Simpson has to say on that.
Not really, no, right? Because at the end of the day, right, if we don't play up to our standard these next couple games, then none of it matters. You know what I mean? We have to take one game at a time and, go 1-0, as we say, right? Because, rankings don't mean anything, we've had, it was a tough stretch ahead or in the back end, right? But it's a tougher stretch ahead, right? We say, you're remembered for what you do in November, right? Well, these next couple games are how you're going to be remembered, right? How you play, when people are tired, they're hurt, it's a long season, right? We got, 4 good teams ahead of us. We need to be, ready to rock and roll and understand that, hey, when we come to Alabama, we, pull ourselves apart in November by, being resilient and being ready to go beat anybody.
Love that mindset. Just it's about what you do in November, because the rest of the season, you come up to this point, you lose a game to LSU, you lose a game, you're upset by Auburn or whoever it is. Hey, Alabama will be penalized heavily, much more compared to any other programs in college football. Remember, they're going to hold that Florida State loss to Alabama to the highest regard. Just remember that when we even go to the rankings from tonight or going forward. So Alabama almost has to play at a different level, considering that they will be judged because they're just kind of the standard of college football. All right, now we're going to look at some footage from the University of Alabama. This is from practice on Tuesday. I think when you look to the Alabama offensive line, this is one of the areas that has to improve. And I think improve, what I mean is for the run game. I've kind of felt that it's been the offensive line. Now, Ryan Grubb, Alabama's offensive coordinator, said it's kind of a compilation of things, but I feel that there's nothing wrong with the running backs. I really don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with Jam, Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, A.K. Deere, Richard Young, whoever you want to go with. And I think it's kind of been kind of lackluster on the offensive line. I might be calling them out a little bit, but maybe that you could look at it as challenging. So what will Coach Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb do kind of in this back end of the season? I have it them playing 7 more games, so you could certainly improve. Jaden Roberts just played a significant amount against South Carolina. Kelby Collins, they're starting to build up some pretty good depth, and now that you have Geno Vandermark also healthy as well, that's a lot of guys on the Alabama offensive line, and that's kind of one thing overall why I think Alabama could make a really big run at this, like a serious run at the national championship, is because of the depth that they have. Here you got the wide receivers, but let's talk about the wide receiver room. You take out Isaiah Horton, all right? You have guys coming in. You take out Ryan Williams, you got guys coming in. Cole Adams, Derek Meadows. The list of guys at every single position for Alabama, absolutely loaded. Good shot right here of Lazier Brooks back in action. Still haven't seen Jalen Hill. Maybe at some point in time we see a little bit of Jalen Hill. I'd love to see it. This is Jalen Mbakwe. Now you got some footage right here of Tai Simpson. 20 touchdowns on the season for 1 interception. Earlier in my show, I was talking about this. If you add all the quarterbacks, their touchdowns, it comes out to 24 touchdowns in just 1 interception this season, which is absolutely remarkable. And look, Tai has done, the majority by himself, but I think he's also elevated his game because of Ryan Grubb, Nick Sheridan, Kalen DeBoer having some real quarterback coaching along with his just natural talent and his just understanding of the game. Look, he is a son of Jason Simpson, the head football coach at UT Martin. You know that story. And I think that he's just been absolutely balling out of control. So Alabama, the 10-point favorite against LSU. It's going to be a tall task the rest of the way. It doesn't matter if you're playing a team with an interim coach or whoever's on the slate. It's going to be challenging for a variety of reasons. LSU has plenty of talent, but Alabama, 16-game home winning streak, longest in the nation, followed by Indiana. They are also unbeaten at home under Coach Kalen DeBoer. So I like Alabama in this game. No surprise. This is going to be a lot to deal with regardless of who you're playing. I think the Tide right now absolutely on fire. News as it happens. And remember, 7 p.m. tonight right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll catch you soon for the college football playoff rankings.